Good morning. It's 7 in the morning. Um, I'm going to buy some bird seeds from the local store, and then we are headed in a place I haven't been in a long time, but it's a very good place. The camera, the Olympus, arrived this week, and this is the best place to test the autofocus, the speed of the camera, and yeah, we'll have a good day, hopefully. Okay, we arrived. It's about 10, quarter past 8. I stopped on the way to get some drone footage, and yeah, because the sunrise is amazing. It's fantastic. Now, this place is well known for small birds, garden birds. So we're going to mainly get nuthatches, blue tits, a marsh tit, coal tit, and a great spotted woodpecker. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll go and set up, put a tripod on and everything, and we'll get started. The light is extremely good. I'm very happy, and let's test an Olympus camera. Okay, we're all set now. So we have the Olympus IMD E-M1 Mark III with the 300mm f4 Pro lens, and I'm gonna go and put some of the bird feed seeds I got. But first, let's go and find a nut. I've seen some perches. What I will do is I'll get multiple perches. I'll get some mossy ones. I've seen ones pretty nice down here, but I also want to get some colorful leaves like these. There is a competition now going on at, oh, there's a rabbit. There's a competition going on at Olympus now in which they ask for autumn glow photos. So hopefully we can take a photo ready for that competition. These are the mossy branches I told you about. Come on, focus. Yeah, so I want something like this to go with my small birds. Right, so I'll grab one of them, I'll go and mount it up, and speak to you in a second. I've mounted the perch up and it looks something like this. So I've used the fence to securely put it. I see the birds are coming down here. So I'll put some seed and nuts here, and the light is falling brilliantly on this perch, and then we have the dark background, and the birds are actually so tame, they just come and sit right in front of you. So I should be able to get some really nice shots with loads of details in them. Let me do this with this perch for about half an hour, and then I'm gonna go and look for an autumn one with some colorful leaves, and we'll do that then. This is absolutely amazing. What I want to try is to put the camera here and see if I can get some close footage of the birds that are flying in. So let's do this. So what are my thoughts about the Olympus E-M1 Mark III with the Zuiko 300mm f4 Pro lens? Amazing. I can actually feel that my photography, not skills, but the doors that this setup brings with 60 frames per second pro capture and loads and loads of features, not even including the lightweight of the camera, because you can easily handhold it, and you have the equivalent of 600 mil. You get the field of view of a 600mm equivalent on a full frame. And you have a built-in teleconverter. I've actually shot some videos with a built-in is electronic teleconverter, and I'll actually add them. It's about a woodpecker came down and it was absolutely brilliant. And the nuthatch, you could actually get really close and get all the details. It gets sometimes moving from Canon, because I had the 5D Mark IV. The frames per second were 6 or 7, something like that. So when I had a burst for a bird in flight, I would keep the shutter button down for a few seconds and following that bird and hoping that a few of the shots were in focus, so I have a few to choose from as my best photo. But with this one, if you do 3-4 seconds of continuous shooting, you have 200-300 photos on your card, which is absolutely amazing. It's more than fast. It's brilliant. The viewfinder, because this was my main concern actually. I was really scared on how the viewfinder would look compared to the optical viewfinder you find on DSLRs is brilliant. You don't see a difference. I mean, you do see a difference, but I feel it's an improvement. You see how the photo will look like. You can adjust your setting quickly on the spot to get the result you really want to. So if you plan to do a backlit photo, this is brilliant. You can see all the details and all the settings you need to change to get the perfect shot. And that takes you a second or two. You're used to. You have two dials, one here. This is the shutter speed, you have the aperture, and that's it. It's really simple. It's not a complicated camera to use, it's complex. It's very futuristic, to say like that, and that's from me coming from not so old DSLR, because 5D Mark IV is still one of the best Canon. They released the new mirrorless ones, but it's one of the best DSLRs from Canon. What I found with the smaller sensor is in certain situations the ISO is actually lower than it would have been on my full frame Canon in the same environment. How? I don't know. The depth of field is bigger and I love it. It happened too many times from my Canon for the subject to be so close that when I focused, I focused either on the beak or the eye and the rest of the bird is blurred. It happened to a kingfisher where I focused on the fish but the actual bird was blurred. It's not the case with this one. Depends on how close you are as well, but the depth of field is way bigger, and that is a massive plus for birds photography and wildlife photography. You can get the pro lenses 45mm 1.2 if you're doing portraits and you want that creamy bokeh, but for wildlife, if you're slightly more aware with your background, this is absolutely amazing. I don't know why Canon, Nikon, Sony are not implementing these features, and I think it's the best decision I made so far in terms of cameras. It's absolutely amazing. The screen is good, the viewfinder has 120 frames per second. There is, when you put in Pro Capture low mode, the L mode, it's 16 or 18 frames per second, and you can see that in the viewfinder. So you see 16 frames per second, which is stuttering, but I didn't find that a problem. You don't use Pro Capture mode all the time, and if you use it, you probably go with the 60 frames per second with the high one. So yeah, I don't know. The build quality is amazing. The lens is so tight in here and everything is so well built. You can't fault it, to be honest. It's absolutely brilliant. And let's not talk about prices. I mean, it's way cheaper, way cheaper than a full frame. Yeah, compared to my Canon 5D with a 500mm lens, yeah, I can't fault it. It's pin sharp and it's absolutely brilliant. If you're new to this channel, I'm Sam. I do wildlife photography and I've moved from Canon full frame to Olympus Micro Four Thirds, and I don't regret it. Please subscribe, give it a like button, and from now on every week I'll go out like this and different locations, and we're going to try to put the camera to the test in different scenarios, different subjects, because now is quite a pretty close-up subject, but they're really fast. So I'll put the photos and the videos now, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.